What can you do to be developing these pre-reading skills in your preschooler? Model the love of reading. Model it. Read to them. Read aloud every day. Read on your own. Do your kids see you reading? And not just Facebook, but do they see you picking up a book because you love a book? Because you like reading? Read as a family. Make it a family thing. We used to do that, and I will tell you, my kids could sit for hours and listen to us read. So, and that was something that we did as a family together. So make it a family event. As you're reading to them, slide your finger across so that they start getting the idea. As they start learning to read, you can actually be sliding your finger and occasionally ask them, hey, do you know what that word is? And they'll go, oh, I know that word. That's the word the. I know that word. Don't do that all the time because that kind of interrupts the flow of what you're reading to them. But show them that the squiggles on the page are the words that I'm saying. Visit the library. Go to the library. Make it a fun and exciting thing. I used to have a basket where all of our library books would stay. They could take a book out, obviously, to read them, but they knew that they had to go there, and then we would just take that basket back. I got my kids library cards early on. Now, I just want to say one thing about the library. You need to use discernment. Not everything that they picked out would come home. So do use some discernment, but go to the library. Books are amazing, and your kids can sit there and read a book right there in the library or look at a book. A lot of times libraries have story time, and they'll have different authors come in and read to them. They'll have craft time. There's all kinds of things to do at the library. So make the library part of your reading experience. Another thing is gifting books. So books can be a gift, not toys, not Legos that you're going to, I mean, Legos are great, but books. I remember when my niece was just at this stage, she was just learning to read, and she lived far away. I'm in Northern California, and she lived in Alaska. And I wanted to gift her for Christmas something. And I thought, I could send her a toy and it'll be broken in 3 months or maybe sooner. And she'll forget it. What I did is I bought the Beatrix Potter Peter Rabbit series, and I read the whole series into a cassette tape. And so I sent her a Auntie Liz Read Aloud book set. And to this day, she's in her 20s, to this day she remembers that. And so the book was the gift, my voice was the gift, and that was a memory, that was a relationship building memory all around books. There was a mom this last Christmas that shared on Facebook that what they do for their Advent calendar, it's not a calendar per se, but she has very inexpensive books that she gets for her children and wraps up 24 books. And every day for Advent, the kids get to open a book. And I just absolutely loved that idea. So make books gifts. See the preparatory activities. There's all kinds of things on this handout that you can be doing to prepare, things to assess. Are they ready? And if not, what can you do? So look at that. Play games with your kids. Play games that build language. Once we talk about phonograms next time, you can play phonogram games with them. Make learning fun. And whenever there's fun associated with learning, you're establishing a strong emotional connection for the child. And if they have a strong emotional connection with learning, they're going to want to learn. They're going to want to work with you and learn from you. So make it fun. Be aware that when you're working with any child, but especially preschoolers, and this is probably a no-duh for everybody that has a preschooler, they have short attention spans. And so you need to have very short expectations. Basically, expect them to have the attention span of 1 minute for every age that they are. Okay. What does that mean? A 3-year-old is going to want to start to do something different in 3 minutes. Now, you can have a 3-year-old that will sit there for 20 minutes focusing on something. That is possible. But it's because it's them wanting to do it. It's interest driven. It's not you saying, here, let's sit down and do something. And they're like, okay, whatever. But basically their attention span is about 1 minute for every age. So if you're working with little ones, part of your role is to expand their attention span. Reading aloud is going to help them expand it. Playing games, keeping up the high interest, making those emotional connections. That is what's going to help drive that attention span to be longer and longer. But understand that they're going to have short attention spans. And so it's okay if we work on something for 3 minutes. And when I get to talking about penmanship next time, I'm going to explain to you how you can do that in a way that's really going to get their interest with that. And this ties in also to the whole teachability. One of the most important things that you can be working on with your preschoolers is developing a spirit of teachability. This is a character issue. Will the preschooler listen to you as an instructor? If I say to my preschooler, all right, we're going to come in here and sit down and read, and I get the child falling on the floor and throwing temper tantrums, I need to understand what's going on. Maybe the child didn't get enough sleep. Maybe there's an emotional issue going on in the family. There's all kinds of reasons for temper tantrums. But is this a character that is consistent in this child? Well, then I need to not even worry about teaching reading, and I need to work on character. And I need to work on that child's willingness to learn from me. Because I will tell you, if you do not have a teachable child, and you want to sit down and start working on phonograms, or you want to teach that child how to read, you're going to get resistance. And it's not, oh, they can't learn how to read. No, they don't want to listen to you. And so right now, during the preschool age, that is the most important time to be working on teachability. To develop the character of being teachable. And let me tell you something. You know what? Our kids learn from our example. So I'm going to talk to wives for just a moment. This is just brief. Are you teachable? When your husband gives you instructions, do you argue with him? I didn't plan on saying that. Do you contradict him? Or do you model listening with a humble spirit? How about pastor? A message at church. Come home, I didn't like what that guy said. I didn't like that. Okay, maybe you're not like me, but are you modeling teachability? My girlfriend told me something, and I need to think about this. I didn't like what she said, but maybe it's true. Maybe I need to think about that. Model teachability in your own life, because kids catch more than what we actually think they do. And that's something that they will pick up. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I've got older kids now. They're my youngest is 18. My oldest is about 23. And I can see now character that has been developed, some wonderful things that we did, things that we fell short on, and I can see the fruit of it now. And so I'm just telling you, this is a biggie. Work on the teachable spirit.